Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Wayne and Trina's Jazz Cafe.
Yeah.
How about that? Welcome to a second look. Hello, Trina. How you doing, dear?
Hi, Wayne. How are you? It's so good to be here.
It's so good to see you. I know you have been allowing your body to do the miraculous thing that it
Yes,
does,
yes,
heal.
and it did.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
goodness.
yes. It's those experiences that where wisdom really comes out. You're going, yeah, I'm not going to do that again. But dear, it's so good to see you.
Oh, it's so good. It's so funny too. The low back represents foundations. Your foundations are getting rocked. And it's very interesting because it seems like most of us don't have an awareness of it, but we're doing a lot of very powerful things in the higher realms and putting things together. And I
I
think that,
believe it.
yeah, I think literally that was part of some work I've been doing upstairs. And it also reflects here. So it's like foundations were getting shaken a little here too. It's ironic the way the body reflects the reality.
I
And
think there's a lot of foundations being shaken, but I think it's part of the process.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Tower moment,
mean,
Wayne. We're in the tower moment.
we are. Let me just say favor to everyone. Thank you for tuning in. We speak Bosto to you and happy birthday. And if you got an anniversary, happy anniversary. We just welcome you here and we thank you and thank you for being part of the journey. And the Soul Tribe meets again yet, Miss Trina.
Yes. Thank God.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whatever whatever that is, and it's interesting. We're
Yeah.
talking today, the fifth dimension. Are we ready? Are humans ready? And it's really quite an interesting topic when you think about it. Are we really ready for the fifth dimension? Um, you know,
It's interesting that you said that because I read something today that kind of blew my mind. And it's going to come down to how prepared are you for the reality to shift. I think a lot of people are going to take their lives and go crazy with the things that are about ready to come to the plate. So it's going to be about, can you stay balanced through the changes.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I look at it like this is the time to start adding more to the karma bank of good karma. I think it pays higher dividends during these. I don't know. I would call this as a period of transition.
I think it's an expansion. I literally see it as an expansion.
Yeah.
I see that what we're looking at right now is literally humanity getting ready to go through a massive expansion. I think some humans are going to choose to go off world. Some humans are going to choose to leave because it's going to be too radical and they're just going to freak out. I see so many different ways that people are going to be going through different parts of this evolutionary process.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I contend there is a separation
Yeah,
afoot.
that's a big one.
And yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So I
Yeah.
want to we bring up here when people in the tribe are facing some challenges, and there is a young man by the name of Camden. Camden has cancer, as I understand. It's a solid tumor, and he's going to be going in for some tests and some scans on the 21st. So, Camden, we're just sending you out powerful, powerful healing and confidence. I know your mom wrote, and so we just think of you. And listen, this group has some healing energy about it. Hey, Kaz, how you doing?
I just
Uh,
heard too, if he could see if he could find a quantum healer in his area,
well,
that,
he's a child, so his mom is listening.
yeah,
So
mom,
yeah.
see if you can find a quantum healer, a QHHT healer, or a journey work practitioner, somebody who can take him into his mind. Because if he can identify what that tumor has to say, he might be able to dissolve it with his mind. So don't underestimate the power of children, man. They're wizards, wizards,
Mm-hmm.
wizards.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I got into this work because the lady who trained me, she literally dissolved a tumor inside of her body. But the most miraculous thing was, Wayne, it was in the female organs.
Mm-hmm.
and she'd had a full hysterectomy, so there wasn't much left of her female anatomy.
Right. Right.
And the cancer was all in the abdomen, female area. It was about larger than a cantaloupe, but not as big as a watermelon.
Wow.
And she did this healing work with going into her body and going into the tumor and releasing some trauma. And her organs regenerated, Wayne. Not only did she dissolve the tumor, but the doctor that gave her hysterectomy about freaked out when all of her parts were
I
back in
bet
her body.
that I'm sure that that was a shock. And
I am telling you what, I mean, when you see these things happen, you're like, whoa,
I
we can do amazing things,
we
people.
can.
Oh my gosh. When we start to really believe this, it's a game changer.
Well, I heal now in the name of Wayne.
That's right. It's
Well, no,
because that
seriously.
only
I
works through you.
mean,
It's no other way.
if you can't use your name for power, then you don't believe that you're a powerful being.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I lay hands, and as I told Lynn, I said, in the name of Wayne, you're going,
Yeah.
healing. I remember back in the days when I was part of the healing crusades, and I saw uh, limbs grow out,
Absolutely.
saw an eye that had been lost to cancer, and saw it this
Clear up.
reform. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. I mean, right there.
Yep.
It's amazing what the body, if you have faith and you tell your body, listen, you heal faster,
Oh yeah.
when
And better.
something, yes, yes,
There's no side effects there. It's just
yeah.
better. It's better. If you can tap into that physician in you, you will never meet a better physician ever.
I tell people, lay hands on yourself every morning, speak over your body, tell your body you love your body. I say specifically, I speak to the cells of my body
Me
because,
too.
yes, because if you don't, I speak to my cells because they're constantly being recreated. So I want my energy, Trina, to cover them. And I say, welcome to this reality. I said, thank you for bringing youth and newness of life. I speak nothing missing, nothing broken over you. And I said, thank you for coming into my body. Now go forth and bring healing to my body.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
I
true.
like I do the same thing, but I'm kind of more simple. I'm like mitochondria, DNA, wake up, be happy, fill yourself with joy. Let's do this. Bing, move on. It's like we all do it different, but
We
it's so
do.
good because we're all, we're learning
Yeah.
to honor the temple because this is how you express in this realm. So you have to take care of the body. And boy, if you can start allowing the higher part of you to take care of the lower expression of you, wow, things get done.
Gets done. So, Candom, and I think it's with a K. I think that's right. So we just surround you, and your name is what we focus in on. So you claim to your name, and that's where the power is, right? That's why I
Yes.
look at it.
And if it is for the highest and best good of you and your soul, Camden, we see that tumor just dissolving.
Shrinking it, baby. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
So I also want to bring this out to everybody. There are families that are struggling. And there are families that have need that they would like to give a present to their kids. And that's really what Christmas is about. I mean,
Absolutely.
it's that imagination coming alive in kids. So thank you, Michael. So I have 3 children now that could dig a secret Santa. And here's my thought. If you have an Amazon account or something like that, I think it's kind of the best way if you want to help in this. And if you know someone, just email me. And not saying that we can, um, you know, I don't know what we can do because I've never done this, Trina. But anyway, there are 3, and these are 3 boys. So
Okay.
um, what I'm going to do is just put this out there. It's a good time to come and sow a little joy into a child's life. And remember, that's karma that you can put in the bank, Trina. That's the way I look at it.
It's when we help each other, it not only helps them, it helps you. And
Mhm.
like you said, it's some kind of an energetic thing that you receive. And I think this is truly the most precious thing that most humans truly are craving. And they just forgot because they just don't feel it enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's fun, folks, and it's Trina, like you said, it's a good shot of endorphins, man, because you do feel good. It's like,
When you can bring
uh-huh,
joy to another human, it's such a wonderful feeling.
yeah, I
It's just
agree.
so wonderful.
So anyway, let us know. This is what this tribe does, and you however you celebrate or practice the ritual of whether it be the solstice, the age of Aquarius, all of this, we say do it with gusto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
time.
it
Yeah.
is time. So,
Yeah.
Trina, I found an interesting article that I wanted to talk about because we talk about coming into this new age of Aquarius. I think we're all still trying to fill out, well, what does that actually mean? That what I've seen with Pisces is that it really wants to hold on. And why not? Because
Mhm.
once the collective consciousness moves in solidly into the new age of Aquarius, we cut that, it dies. And it
Mhm.
don't like the idea of dying. And you're going, all right, so Wayne, where are you going with this? Well, this is a uh, paper from the Journal of Astronomical History and Heritage. And I wanted to talk about this because it's interesting in this paper that in the legends of the Aboriginals, they have the legend.
Wayne, are you there?
Now, this, Trina, it
I hear you.
there,
Okay.
it says mine. All right, did I freeze up?
Yeah, you did for a second and I couldn't hear
So
you.
did you. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
All right, just get on out of here now.
Right? Scoot
They,
away. Yes,
yeah,
shoo,
just
shoo, shoo, little
get out of
flies.
here. So,
Hmm.
as I was saying, this is from the Aboriginal tribe in Australia, and they have within their belief system a time when their people saw two suns in the sky.
Wow.
Now, the significance of this is that I contend that we have seen peaks of what the past was, but again, it brings into the mystery of this whole time. We're looking at this coming of this new age. We're seeing the opportunity in which we are projecting a higher vibration because that is the universe.
Yep.
In fact, that's what if you believe in the single deity, which you're free to do that. You could say that the creator is frequency, is vibration.
Yeah. And we're changing elements. We're actually changing elements, which only happens like every 26,000 years. We have a conjunction inside of a conjunction inside of a grand conjunction. I mean, this is a massive situation. So we're going from earth into air. Earth is a much denser vibration than air. Air is throat, air is communication, air is creativity, air sparks the spirit. You know what I mean? It's a
Now,
different
it's
element.
interesting that you say that because you haven't read this paper. I'm just
No.
showing it out here. So, the author that put this paper together is that you could say that this was literal, but he contends that this was spiritual.
Oh wow.
That when you enter into an age, that there would be the transformation of two suns because you're going through an age.
That makes so much sense to me, Wayne, because
Isn't that
remember I
weird?
told you I always saw like the Lord as the solar logos, but now we're changing and we get a new solar logos. And I think it's
Yeah.
like one was the energy of the Jesus, the Pisces, and now we're going into the Aquarian, which is the Saint Germain, the
Yes.
air, the
Yes.
ether, the seventh ray. So it's a new sun, a new solar logos. The new program for the new age goes through the solar Lord. That's what I was always shown.
Exactly. And I know on Sunday, the 20th, over on Adronomus 7, they're having a pretty large show from what I'm gathering. They had a meeting last night. I was fixing dinner, so I couldn't get to it. But what can I say, But anyway, it's this Sunday, and do you know what time it is? Is it
It is
I think it's
7
6:30
o'clock.
my
It's
time.
7 o'clock my time, so it'll be an hour later for you. Seven.
No, you're on my time.
Oh no, yeah, we are, I think.
Yeah, yeah, you're
Right.
my time. Yeah.
So yeah, it's an hour earlier than Robert's.
Yeah, that would be true. We
There you
all
go.
we all time travel.
Yes,
We
yes.
do.
Everybody moves but me, and it freaks
You
me out.
know?
'Cause
It's
some
like,
are going
Jay.
forward, some are going backwards. I'm like, y'all confuse me.
Wow, David Barry. Hey David, how you doing, brother?
David.
He says it's gonna be 2 a.m. his time in the UK. That's
Yeah.
getting into that spiritual hour. Yeah,
Oh, totally.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, Teresa. I was going to be there, but I was cooking. You know?
Yeah.
Yes,
Wayne was getting his gourmet on.
I love to cook, man. I mean, it's alchemy. It's,
Yeah.
yeah. It, it's top drawer. That's all I got to
Here's
say.
somebody you love to cook. Brian Barnett had a culinary license, and so does Brian Lunsford. You guys
See,
all love food and love to cook. Yeah.
I love people eating it more than myself eating it.
Anja.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's like you always like that compliment. Well, so how was it? Yeah,
Wonderful.
yeah. You don't want him to say, "Well, that really sucked, man."
Right. Right.
Like whatever that was, don't do that again.
Right. I don't want no
No,
more of that.
don't want no more of that.
Yeah.
So, one other paper. Yeah, we always have leftovers. So, just to let everyone know. So, I want to bring this up. So, as we talk about coming into this grand conjunction,
Mhm.
this I don't know, you can call it a convergence. I think that would be an appropriate term.
When we look at a rainbow, Wayne, and we go through the different colors of the rainbow,
Hmm.
that's literally what I see. Like we're jumping a rainbow. We're jumping in the rainbow and we're going to be into a new ray.
Yeah, I can dig that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I contend that there is, in fact, going to be what I call is a bridge. I think
Mm.
that there is going to be the opportunity in this period of time where those who have already got it planted within them, that we can literally find these portals that are going to be open with this opportunity to actually bridge into a parallel universe. Maybe not just one, but maybe an infinite amount of ones. But I do know this, that the portal, and it's a bridge within the portal, has to connect to another universe in order for it to connect the connection. And I think that a lot of this will be done telepathically, intuitively,
Yes.
and it's called in many cases the multiverse.
Hmm.
And what this gentleman wrote, Antonov, he wrote that the fact that it isn't existent just in theory, that it actually physically exists.
That makes sense.
He writes that there is things within this multiverse that let me get out of here on this, because we have more to cover, folks. Trust me, we do. His contention is this, that if you go back and you study at the time of before religion entered into the consciousness of man,
Mhm.
that man had a natural bridge already within him,
Mhm.
that the shaman or the shaw woman, what is it? What would be the female term for a shaman? We have a person that actually has a handle on that.
Yeah, I don't know. I just always the shamanic, practices. Even if you're a female, it was just like I do shamanic
Yeah.
work. Yeah.
So they were able to connect this bridge because there was a time when we were able to be more spiritual than we are physical. We've lost that, but I think we're gaining it back.
Yeah.
Anyway, he contends in his theory that if you study how they did this, is that they bridged to what we would describe would be the fifth dimension.
Wayne, when you were explaining that and when you were reading that book, that's when it hit me. It's like, oh my gosh, that's where we go when we work with the healing energies.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
exactly where we are vibrationally, and yeah, we're in that timeless, magical place that is fifth dimensional existence, and you're in gratitude, prayer. It's a very powerful heart energy
Yeah.
when you're in that energy. It's about the heart. It's not so much about the mind. It's about what can you feel and bring through. It's different. It's a heart centered energy. I think fifth dimensional existence is full on heart and above energies. Throat chakra, heart.
Yeah. I think Steve's saying is that there is a term. Yeah, we don't even know if we have the traditional shaman. Anyway, the shamanist, I guess, is what would be the feminine part of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so man is used to these occurrences. Now, I don't know about our version. Our version may have come in on very much such a conjunction because we don't have that much in our memory. But what I do contend is I think we've been here much longer than what we've ever thought. We have done this before, and I think that this has been the separation that takes place before the next event happens, and there is an event that's going to be after this one. What say you?
I think that's exactly what's happening. I see this happening in phases. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
And when it happens, it always seems like it's sudden.
Yeah. Because you're never ready for it.
It's like everyone, it's like that's all we talk about. But then when it happens, we go, oh crap, it actually happened. What do you do now?
Yeah. Like, I mean, these are huge astrological clocks.
Hmm.
It's clocks, and those wheels are spinning. And I see another huge lock-in date is January 11th. For whatever reason, it's the 111 code. It's like start, start, start. I don't know why.
Hmm.
And then it's 221. So yeah, that for whatever reason that makes five. No, it makes six. So for whatever reason I keep hearing that's a big lock-in for the clock. It's like
Mm.
big lock-in. And then again too in March. February and
So,
March are going to be powerful.
so last night I was, as I was meditating to go into that altered consciousness state that we call sleep, which is quite remarkable when you think about it. But
Mhm.
I began to think about, all right, what is what is the fifth dimension? I mean, we talk about it, there's a lot that's speculated on it, there's a lot written about it. But as I was meditating, my spirit guide came and began to teach me about time. And I was in that lucid state. And Trina, what I saw with time was really interesting because I saw it on the atomic level.
Uh-huh.
And I saw time as this is, I know sounds weird, but it was a infinite amount of spears, and
Totally.
and I couldn't tell you if they were small or big, because what I was seeing, that when I thought something, what I saw was time was reverberating by my thought. And I
Yes.
could see this wave going through, and my guide told me, now arise from your 3 points and begin to understand that there is more to time than just what we call past, future, and present.
Yes, because it's got layers and those
It's
ripples,
it
those
is.
conscious waves are infinite. So we are constantly affecting everything all the time, and we really don't understand how powerful we really are in those thoughts. Like you said, they're always emanating out of us as a point of creation. And we're
Yeah,
all different points creating with different thoughts all the time. And it all goes together in this beautiful, like a flower of life. But I've seen those circles that you're talking about, Wayne, and
it was
they're powerful.
it
And
was
and I think
weird.
somehow too, it's connected to different dimensions all at the same time too. It's really layered in the way I see it. It's super hard to put into words, but it's like I see thoughts like bubbles,
One
ripples.
point I saw,
Yeah.
I was above this firmal, and as I was looking down, um time, you how could I say this? It's hard to describe. I I could literally pick my hands down, and I picked up time. And I
Yes.
allowed time, when I opened my palms, time fell back into time itself again.
It's like
I
the hourglass.
It's
Exactly.
weird. It's weird.
Totally. I
Yeah.
could totally understand what you're saying with that.
Yeah, it was it's it was very interesting, and then the thing about it is that really pissed me off was that I awoke at, 4:30 this morning, and I always remember my subconscious adventures. I couldn't remember anything,
Mm.
and that tells me that I have to go a little deeper. I went somewhere. You're looking at something. What are you,
It's so weird. I just like literally opened this book. It says the first wave is receding. The second wave promptly arrives. So many layers of time, so many lives.
Yeah, yeah, ah, mm,
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said,
it's
we're starting to see the multi-dimensional self. And when you can see the multidimensional aspects of self, you start to understand time and you start to see it as a moving, living thing. And it's bendable, it's mutable. You can pick it up, scoop it up, and it goes right back because it's based on magnetics, which is you're, you're drawn with thought. Thought is
yeah.
the whole operating mechanism. Everything is based upon thought.
It's that mysticism that we've lost, Trina, because
Yeah.
I, for some reason, have been impressed intuitively with inside to study the or meditate on the moment. And this morning, I came to this conclusion. It was very odd. The future never happens. The past never took place.
Hmm.
The only thing that actually happens is the moment.
Hmm.
And I know that Hollywood has done great on the concepts of expanding this out, but as I was meditating on this, so I can right now, you can, if we practice and we get enough of this in us, I guess, that time can stop. There's no physics of or physical laws that says that time has to be always in motion.
Kent, Kent Nichols?
Yes, yeah,
He witnessed that. He literally had time stop around him and he was walking around like in a people were frozen in time.
I believe that.
He's literally experienced that. So I do know people who literally say they have actually seen that. And like there were certain times in my life where I could slow time down.
Yes, now there you
Real.
go. Yes, now that was what I was driving to. That was exactly my point, because when I was doing this, I was physically aware that the perception of time was, it was
Yes.
very
Slow.
distinct. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. That's like the Matrix when Neo made the bullets go slow. It's like you can do this. I don't know how we do this, but we can. Like I said, we've never been allowed to
My
work with
spirit
this.
guy said that man has lost the knowledge, but will regain the knowledge. Time is an element.
Yes.
We view it as a force.
It's an operational elemental
It
part of the
is.
construct. That
Yes.
totally is accurate.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's elemental construct part. It's part of the construct, but it's elemental. It's the
Yes.
foundation. It's foundational of, yes, super needed.
There are wizards who practice nothing but in time, and we got a peek of that when they portrayed that in the movie Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
That the Tibetan monastery that he went to, that was really what they were doing. They understood that in magic, that if you can begin to understand that time is a mere element to be added to harnessing, like
And
we
I think
harness
part
the
of
air.
just like time, I think too, time is associated, they always associate time travel with 88, the number 88. Well, what's
Mhm,
88 in our reality? 88 constellations. You look at
mhm.
time, it's where are you on the dial? Because you're existing on all the points simultaneously, because we are one when you get to the highest levels of it. So to move time would be able to alter your point of time upon the wheel. To me, they're showing me it's that simple, and you guys are going to start to figure this out.
That's, I mean, as we talk about this, folks, please let us know, because, this is something that I think is, eh, I know it's not just me. This is taking place and has taken place. I never understood, when we think of spells, we think of potions, we think of magic, it's always harnessing what we always said were the four elements.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can say, well, but spirit is element, okay. But we forgot the one that was, I think, the most important of them all, because the other four cannot exist unless the element of time is
Yes.
present.
Yes. There's also ether. So, I mean, we've got
Yes.
six elements that they're not really thoroughly addressing. So, yes. And
Yeah.
then there's more, I think there's even more than that, because I think when you get to the seventh, that's when you get into the absolute timeless zones. Like you're above matter. When you're in those higher places in the mind, when you're in those deep visions and downloads, you're not in this realm at all. So that's like, to me, that's like the seventh. There's something about like the cosmic Christ part of you, or that universal,
Mm-hmm.
the part that's literally connected directly to the stars. There's a part of you that's even above all this when you get into the more bigger concepts of unity and starting to feel that connection between, like, you can literally start to feel the planets and the universe within your own body, and you can literally communicate to these things. And that's how you understand the oneness, is because we're telepathic. We can communicate to each other.
So, as you were just talking, it's like the planets started talking to me. They
Yes.
want to say, you see, each planet has mastered its own time.
Yes.
Jupiter is not influenced by Earth time.
No.
Jupiter has learned to harness time into its own. So you get into this, and as we're reading on the pyramid code, the ability that some of us will have the ability to actually jump to the 10th dimension is quite remarkable. But when you were talking, that came in so strong because I saw each one of the planets saying, hey, we have master time. And one of the grand wizard masters is the sun.
Oh my gosh, the ultimate, because the sun is
Yes.
anchoring the focal pole. It's the centrifugal
Yes.
pole of balance that holds everything in its spiral. But each planet has its own rhythm, its own dance, and its own movement. And it makes its own beautiful layer of that flower of our solar system, our life flower pattern. And I think new planets and moons are coming in. So we're going to have a new pattern. This is going
Oh,
to be new
yeah.
energy. This is going to be a huge change. Huge.
It's interesting. I know they knew this. I mean, the more that I've been on this search deeply now for so I look at it in 72 months, and they knew this. This is
Yeah.
the knowledge that was destroyed.
Yes.
The knowledge of the mysticism of the spirit, mysticism of the sun, sun. They
Ye-
knew it.
Yes.
You were right, because the sun within itself would be multiverse in the aspect that time for it would be on a holy free,
Yeah.
it would be on a sliding scale.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, indeed.
yeah,
Kind of
it's
like the chakra thing,
yes.
each chakra is a different time dimension.
What's
And
so
as
funny? It's like the great central sun, not
the
our sun.
corona.
Great central is our central pole. That's kind of how I see we get locked in, is through this great central sun brought down into the universe. And within your universe is this sun operating this whole system through its consciousness. So,
Mm,
like
mm,
I
mm,
see
mm,
right now,
mm.
we're in the body of the Pisces god. And now we're going into the body of the Aquarian age god. So they are
Mm.
gods because they have their own templates, their own energies, their own flowers of life, their own ideas for their creation, for their system. So this is a massive, because we're changing guardianship over the whole entire universe. This is
Mm.
massive.
And it's deep. I mean, I'm sitting here just getting download after download that it they know scientifically. I think they're going to have to update the clocks again. The earth is slowing. Its rotation is slowing. I
Yeah.
know that these earth bodies, for our spirits to dwell in these bodies, certain
Mhm.
frequency, right?
Yes. Yes.
All frequencies are what? They're timed.
Yes.
You can get a what is it? Um, what is an oscillator
Yeah.
meter? And you can actually see oscillation. What is that? I have
You're
right
right.
that.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
Oscillation meter, I think,
yeah.
is how
You can
fast it's
actually see
oscillating.
frequencies that are timed.
Yeah. I think that's how they measure them, is how
Wow.
fast the pulse
Yeah.
is between the stops.
Oscilloscope. That's what I was thinking.
There you go.
Yeah. Yep. I used to use them all the time. And it's really interesting because we used an oscilloscope back in the days when I was in the video industry,
Mhm.
because the video would be converted to basically all it was is an electronic image that is laid down on magnetic tape. That's what VHS was.
Right.
Now we do it digitally. But the point is that in order, when you're doing the edits, I could see the edit because I could see the frequency of the picture.
Wow.
Wow. That's why they call it time code. Everything in
Yes.
film and video is used on time.
Just like our reality. 360
Yes. Thank
time.
you.
360
Yes.
time. If you can understand vibration, frequency, and light, you can understand the entire universe, because you figured out time, how the images are put on the tape. And you can fast forward, rewind, reverse, jump, pick a new movie, pop that one in player.
They
Yeah.
got people who can actually slow down their heart, their
Uh-huh.
breathing.
Yeah.
Wow. You think about it. That is a warp bubble because there is a time out here, but there is an inner time within each of us.
It's funny because too, the body has its own mind, and the higher consciousness or soul construct has its own mind.
Mhm.
So to override the body, you have to get into those higher realms of mind, and you have to get into those places that go stillness, because within those stillness, you're going into a reboot mode. And that's kind of like putting yourself into a mild form of stasis. You can do a lot of things if you can get into that point.
So I'm reading this book, and it says that if you have a group that is, you have to have a group that is, they're on a level. It's like this group. It has to be one that's, there is a high degree of telepathy. There's a high degree of intuitiveness.
Hmm.
Definitely have to be an empath, and we have this in abundance in this group. Anyway, the point is that what it's teaching me, and I'm learning these lessons, is that if we can bring a group together, and we don't have to be physically together,
No.
time allows us to be together when we're not together. But
Yes.
once we draw together, that as we begin to focus in on time,
Hmm.
something begins to happen.
Hmm. It does, Wayne. It does. So
It
I've never
does.
seen such power when you get groups working on stuff. It's like, whoa,
Mhm.
whoa. So Jesus said, the
Mhm.
things I do, ye shall do in greater. The greater part was when more of us come together, because he was doing it
Yeah.
all by himself.
Yep.
He was like, if you guys could understand that you could do what I could do, and we all came together and did this together, he's like, you don't even understand. You don't even understand. We could change the world immediately. Immediately.
And I'm looking for solutions. I know that we as a societies are faced with some really big challenges.
Yeah.
And my spirit guide last night was I woke up, I felt like I'd been working out all day. I was just exhausted, and I knew that I was somewhere, but um
Mm-hmm.
we're going to have to really step it up
Mm-hmm.
collectively as a group.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have to start meeting. And I told Lynn, I said, listen, I'm going to start making time in my day to where we can come together as groups. And what we need to do is do it off the YouTube format,
Correct.
Zoom, Steam,
Yeah.
I don't
Just
know.
do a meeting.
Yeah, whatever it is,
Yeah.
but get into private meetings. Now, with Zoom, I can do up to 100.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I think 100's too large. I think that if we can get into um, groups of three, much like Karen has done,
Mm-hmm.
using 369,
Uh-huh. And
using
12, 12,
it,
12 is the
integers. Yep,
hidden, like they always have that hidden one.
yep,
That's
yep.
your 12. There, yeah.
And all we would do is we would just focus in on time. Because what we have to do is to sync our perceptions of time together. And it's like with alpha male, or you could say alpha female, group of females, their menstrual cycles start to becoming in sync with whoever the dominant female is. It's the same thing that goes on with males.
Yeah.
And it's odd because what are we doing? We're tying into your frequency, and your frequency is impacting our
Mm-hmm.
spirit bodies, our bodies that are reacting to this. That's a force.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I my spirit keeps telling me that this is literally transition, the 5D transition for most humans will be the transitioning into actually getting out of their lower chakra bodies and actually integrating into the heart and the throat and the third eye and the crown. So it's like I see, red ship, blue ship. And
Mhm.
then you gain control and wisdom over both of them. And through that collapsing, it becomes the violet. All potential. Crown is activated. It's so funny too. It's like the crown of thorns. Those are the 12 cranial nerves. That's what that is.
Well, don't get scientific about it now.
It's like
Oh
we have
man.
all of these stories, and a lot of them are about
Uh,
our bodies, about
uh,
what's really inside of us. And it's time now to activate those crowns. That's why we have all the
you know,
crown stuff happening right now. It's about the crown.
the Druids understood this. The Egyptians did as well. That when you could actually come together and even surrounding a fire, because a fire was a perfect focal point for everyone. They were out doing astral traveling. I'm convinced of it.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't even think they were here.
No,
I
I
mean, you
know.
know,
I think that's why they called it spirit walks.
yeah, I think that when
We're
people
gonna go
walked
take a
up and
spirit
said,
walk. Yeah.
"What the hell's wrong with those people? They act like they're dead," you know. But yeah, I'm convinced that they knew this.
I do too, Wayne. And I think one of the most important things that we've lost is the astrology part of our
Yeah.
existence. Because when you
Mhm.
understand the wheels of creation, you have a better understanding of history, cycles, and creation itself. So, like you said, oh, I think we've done this many times before.
Yeah. And I just read Chris's comments, I don't know if that's male or female, but we all, the thing is here, we all have different ideas. Theirs is that they said, well, I don't believe you can get to the fifth dimension until after you die. That's cool. There's a lot of beliefs that, as we read yesterday, that the pharaohs, when they died, there was an energy within them
Mhm.
that remained within their corpse, I
Yeah,
guess.
and you said it would run the pyramids. I was like,
Yeah.
that is crazy. They're like massive batteries. Look at them go.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Even holding a charge after they're dead. Wow.
It drew me back to where, we've read that there is a belief that each and every one of us only bring a certain amount of energy with us into each incarnation.
Yeah.
Most people bring about 28, 32, they say, percent, and the rest of it remains in our permanent
With the
place.
oversoul. Yeah, with
Yeah,
your
the
higher
oversight.
self.
Yeah, isn't it interesting how we use that term? But I think that one actually is a pretty legitimate description, the oversoul. I
I
mean,
like it too. It
yeah,
really resonated with
yeah,
me. I was like, that makes sense because it's over the constructs. It's above the constructs of time and materialism, and it's above that. Over soul,
yeah.
over the sun construct that you're currently participating in.
It's that thing, and as last night as I was in this wherever they were taking me, it was interesting because I began to think about thought.
Yeah.
And here's what I'll just tell you what happened. So I'm thinking consciousness. I want to practice being able to be conscious even without my body being in a different realm. We all go to that realm when we sleep. And that's why most people don't get it. We're already there. There is a complete realm where people call it the dream realm.
Yeah.
When you're down into that, theta, deep, what they call deep REM sleep.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there and I'm laying down and I'm focusing in on that and I'm thinking, all right, my consciousness. And then I hit me, someone said to me inside of me, said, why did you say my consciousness? And I began to ask myself, well, wait a minute. Why did I say my consciousness? If I am consciousness, I wouldn't need to declare that it would be my consciousness. It just is consciousness.
Yep.
And then I thought, all right, if I am consciousness, does consciousness impact thought? And does thought impact consciousness? And then how does that jive when I'm in this dimension that I call time? Because now I'm splitting my consciousness. And Trina, for a brief moment, I was
Mhm.
in multiple places, both past, present, and future, but I could
That's
only
what I
see
just
one present.
saw. I
Thank
saw
you.
you go into three different
Yeah.
potentials at the same
Yeah.
time, like the
Yeah.
observer, the one that's present, and the one that's viewing it from behind. It's like
Yeah.
I saw you do three different positions in three different locations. Yes. And I think that this is another one of the abilities that we should naturally be possessing, is that ability to be connecting to our other timelines that we're currently operating on simultaneously while we're operating within this one.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
I
I mean,
mean, it would be a little confusing, so you wouldn't want too much of it because it would mess with your brain. You got to
yeah.
stay anchored in the reality that you're living in. But it would be good to have information and connection to those other parts of self so that we could cooperate together to do the highest and best good for all of your fractals, all of you in all different areas of
How do you
existence.
see yourself? I mean, that's one of those questions that I've often, with a group like this, that because I struggle inside, I know, I know I'm trapped in here. I know that.
Mhm.
I am so consciously aware of that, but the thing that it's that identity of self.
Mhm.
I mean, how do you see Trina?
I see me as what I feel in the very deepest part of me, the feeling that's me, the knowing of me that's me. It's the way I feel inside, but it's not about the body, it's not about the world, it's not about the planet, it's a consciousness, and that consciousness is what has developed over an infinite amount of time. And that consciousness is what defines the part of me that has the separation, that understands the I am. So I think that that consciousness is a part of just an aspect of creation that has been developed through you as a part of consciousness and a part of creation. And I think that's where it's our first separation is between consciousness and thought, because consciousness just is, while thought separates the consciousness into bits of information.
Hmm. Excellent. As you were talking, I can't help but not think that back in the days when they called us hippies, there was one commune that I was staying at, and we used to do the energy exchange. And as you were talking, I got it because I could see us as spirit beings seeing the same thing. I could come up to you and we could basically touch our essences together.
Yes.
And as you said, I could sense what the feeling of Trina
Yes.
is.
Yes.
Yes. I don't have to intrude upon you. It's kind of the identifier of what this spirit is.
Yeah, and I do think that for whatever reason, when we were birthed out of this creative source essence energy thing, we all came out with a little bit of a different vibratory code.
Yeah.
So I think we all came out with our own little song, our own sound that's a little bit different than the next one. So none of them are identical. And that's what gives you the individuality of the consciousness, is because you literally are a separate song out of that unified song, that unified light and that unified sound. And it goes all through everything, but everything has its own little mark of signature. And I think that that signature is constant. I don't think that ever goes away, no
I don't
matter
think so
what
either.
form you take.
No.
Yeah.
It's imprinted into the DNA. Yeah.
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 And I
Yeah.
think it's multidimensional. So it goes into the etherical DNA, which is probably 12 stranded and multidimensional beyond our comprehension at this point in time.
I think that, when I think of the 12 strand aspect of it, that the only way we can exist in this realm is with two strands.
Hmm.
The
Hmm.
density factors, and there's just a whole lot. And
Hmm.
that's where the separation of where I think you could get the metaphor of man's falling.
Yeah, because it brought me down into the denser
Right. Yeah.
alchemical processes
Yeah.
of matter. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I could see that, as literally a falling. I mean, if you had 12 and
Absolutely.
you separate two,
Well, yeah, just even if you went from a light body into flesh, flesh gets cold, it gets hurt, it gets cut, it needs maintenance, you got to go to the bathroom. The higher bodies don't have any of that.
and
So
maybe that's that drive within us that as we come into this, conjunction, that, it's that drive within us is to seek the what we call spirituality. We seek God, when really what we're doing is that we're just seeking to reunite with ourselves.
and that's what I was always told. We were here to bring heaven to earth, and that's how we do it, by connecting to the higher parts of us. It will
Yeah.
change the vibration of everything because it's going to come through us.
Ever since, I think it was Jay, I forget who was the guy who sent me the video, and I apologize. About the song "I Want to Feel Christ" and "I Want to Feel Wayne," and I'm going. My wife now sings it all the time, and she says, "Well, I always knew you had the Christ vibe." Now they're singing,
Yes,
"I want to feel Christ and Wayne." Anyway.
I love it. I love it.
Oh, Trina, this has been a deep dive on this one today. I
Yeah,
mean,
well, we're
this
going
one,
into territories I think that we haven't been allowed to look at or investigate for a very long time. And our consciousness is taking us there. And that's the part that they say you can't stop what's coming. We are moving into air. This is head. This is communication. This is higher chakras. And we've been in earth. Earth is root. It's earth. It's denser, heavier. It's more elemental. It's more um reactive. Reactive. And now we're going into more responsive. Instead of reaction, we're going to respond in a more heart-centered avenue. And this is going to be the key that makes you or breaks you. Because if you can't stay calm and stay focused in the heart through these times, the fear might really take you to places you don't want to go.
I never thought ever being called an airhead would be a positive thing.
Right?
So what are you into, dude? I'm an airhead, man.
Absolutely. Think about it. Mercury, man. He's got the
Yeah.
wings on the side of his head. He's like, I'm an airhead. I'm flying, taking flight. Yeah. Exactly. Total
I gotta
airhead.
tell you what,
Yeah.
someone says
Those are
I'm
the
in a
wings of
different space
Isis. That's what
today.
I mean. It's everything that's good is we've been taught backward. It's like they call you a moron. That means you're more on. You're more
Yeah,
in power when
more
you're
on.
more
That's
on.
exactly
So
it.
like moron, I'd rather be a moron because that means I'm more on.
Yeah.
Instead of going to school and having a less on, you're going to turn
Be
me less
less on.
on.
I'd rather
Yeah,
be
go to
more.
school to
Yeah.
learn a less on, or you don't go to school and they call you a moron. The moron's probably going to be more on than the person who's getting the less on. Everything's
Hmm.
backwards.
Miss Julianne Payne, we love you,
I
dear.
know. Like I said, we think a lot alike when it
Yeah.
comes to stuff like
Yeah.
that.
I saw
Yeah,
Gaza
little.
was in there. Gaza was here. Welcome. I know
Hi, Gaza.
it's early in the what is it, how early? No, it's actually 10 or 11 o'clock there. I don't know. I forget.
Yeah, I think
No,
it's
no,
10.
it's 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, something like that. I forget
Yeah.
because yeah. All right. I'm just reading some of the comments. Um, we had a
You know
good
what I
show
heard
today.
the other day, Wayne?
What'd you hear?
I was working with somebody and they were having liver issues. And after I got done talking with them, um, I literally heard, "It is time to clean thy temple." And then I heard liver and I saw the word flip around and it says re-evil. And the liver in the body is where we hold our hate,
Yeah.
resentment, things that we can't let go of. It's the body's filter. It holds all the yucky sludge and processes it. So it stores hate, resentment, envy, revenge. Also the cause for arthritis. It's stubborn. It won't bend. The main organ to hold this is the liver. And you reverse that and it's re-evil. So this is the evil where it's held primarily in the body. So to get rid of your darkness, we really need to work on the liver. So clean it and heal it with care and conscious awareness. Did you know every 30 days that you have a new liver, but it recreates from the memories and the consciousness that it holds within each and every cell? So change the memory and you will heal it. If you can see the wisdom inside of it, it will know its own wisdom. You know what to do. Trust and know, dear ones, it's just true. Supporting your body, embracing the soul, healing and creating like never before. Time to clean the liver so that way we will not re-evil.
Julianne says, live. Er.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I like that though. I can tell you, as one who used to, and this has been 40 years ago, I used to suffer from kidney stones.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what the problem was?
What? Liver?
No, caffeine and not enough water.
Yeah.
And but I do know proverb says that the dryness of the bones is because of bitter and resentment,
Wow.
which goes right to what you were saying about the liver. If you hold that resentment within you,
Mhm.
it's going, yeah, it's such negative energy. Get rid of it. No.
It's what the definition of Satan is, which is acid. It produces acid.
Yeah.
Acid is the definition, the true definition of Satan is acid.
Now that gets up to another point. There's a lot of people, and I just say here in the United States, that are on these acid inhibitors like Pepsid, and I think there is the
Yeah.
purple pill,
Yeah.
and
Prilosec and whatever. Hmm.
those are so bad. But the question that I see, I used to have that problem because I was a very uptight individual. I was a very A personality,
Yeah.
and my gut would tear me up. But when I finally said, screw this is not what my life is about, nor my mission, you don't have those issues anymore.
Yeah, they go away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love you, baby. You know,
Yeah. Yeah. And the tummy
you know,
heals and the acid goes away.
yeah, it's
And
just like,
yeah.
yeah, you know,
Like I said, we're so powerful. We just really don't we aren't aware that most of everything that's happening is going on within us. And when we can start to understand that that insight is connected to the outward expression of our life, we start to understand how to knock down those doors and say, "Hey, what's going on with you? How can I help you? Let's heal this." Boy, we're going to be doing some amazing things and really doing amazing things for each other.
we will.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
the
It's
best
like
part.
that song, the ankle bone's connected to the,
Ha-
what is it?
Yeah, what
The shin
ankle bone
bone?
connect, shin bone,
Oh,
the
the
shin
shin
bone's
bone.
connected to
Yeah,
the
you get the
bone,
idea.
the bone
So
connected to the thigh bone.
that's the way we go. You
Yes.
know, I often tell people, if you want to start having a good digestive system and just get that whole thing, learn to dance.
Yes.
Learn to dance. I
And I
mean,
will tell you guys, I know it's crazy, but this is one of the reasons when we were little, we always did all the jumping, hopscotch, jump rope, jumping, jumping up and down. Even if you just bounce on your toes, is one of the most powerful ways to drain and pump and clear your entire lymphatic system. So bounce, bounce and jump and
bounce,
dance and
babies. Come
laugh.
on, let's
Yes, it
bounce.
does so many chemical functions. It's almost unfathomable how much it does. It's just like when you touch somebody, it releases like a billion chemicals just from one touch. When we touch each other, there's a huge interaction between energy, chemicals, biology across the board.
So when I saw you touch, I heard Diana Ross, touch me in the morning.
Oh, like that.
I see. Anyway, yeah, as Lynn tells me all the time, she says, honey, when you pass over, you're taking a jukebox with you.
Oh, absolutely.
Heck yeah.
I think
I,
that's part of what creates your specific song, Wayne.
yeah.
See how much you're gathering. That's all new colors and new vibrations that you will now carry within your unique frequency of
I got a
creation.
tribe up there on the other side waiting for me. I mean,
Yeah.
because I got chosen to come in this time,
Hmm.
and my mission was, dude, get as much of that music as you can and bring it back, dude. I'm saying,
That's awesome.
yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah,
so awesome.
yeah,
Oh, that like I said, and there's a lot of people on the planet with that mission.
yeah.
There really
So
is.
when y'all pass over, just think of me, and you'll be on my beach. And actually, it's a
Yeah.
beach of a lot of people. I
I was gonna
mean,
say Wayne's Island. We're going to Wayne's World.
and we
Wayne's
have a
Island.
roller coaster on it. I mean,
Awesome.
yes, we do. And
Yes.
guess what else we have? We
What?
have one of those can calliopes with the horses,
Oh, a carousel.
the carousel. Yes, thank you.
I'm gonna put a request in. A
Yes.
trapeze and a trampoline.
Oh, that is an excellent idea.
Yeah, I'll do it.
I, and what I was immediately thinking about that is back in the days when Vegas was fun, that circus. I
Yes.
could be down on the floor gambling, and they got the acrobats going up ahead of your
Flying
head.
above.
And,
Yes. I love that.
we were there one time, and one of the gals fell. And of course,
Oh,
they've got the net up there, but
yeah.
you're like underneath going, I hope that net really holds and shit. But
It
yeah,
does. It's
it
amazing.
does.
Yes,
Yeah.
it really
Yeah.
does. Yeah, it's
Oh,
amazing.
I
I
love
love
this
that.
group. I
Mhm.
love this group. I mean, it is just fabulous, isn't it?
It is. It's family. You guys are
Yeah.
we're family because we are all drawn together. So that shows you because you're
We are
magnetically drawn to your
family
family. Yeah.
together with the women. Anyway, I'm singing. You know
Right.
what I
We
say? Yeah,
are
yeah, baby. So, Trina, what's up with you this week? Are you going to be on a drama on a 7 on Friday and then
yes, and
Saturday on Milky
Robert.
Way,
Yep. And then like I said,
Sunday
just
the
yeah, I'm just
20th?
busy putting stuff together with all this crazy energy. It's like there's a lot to go
Yeah,
through. We've been
yeah.
diving deep, and I might do a video coming up because I've gotten into some information about like the stages of fifth dimensional awareness. This is coming into my consciousness. And it's like the first part of coming into the fifth dimensional is noticing those synchronicities and the
Hmm.
coincidences in your life. And then you get above that, you start understanding about what I think about, I bring about. You start to understand how your thoughts create and how energy affects the world. And then when you get a little bit deeper, you start to see how people are fighting over energy. And we live in a society of conflict because we don't know how to balance energy. We only know how to steal it or give it. So this is causing so much of the conflict and the competition that we have on the planet. Then you start to see the planetary existence and start to see history in a very different direction. You start to understand it's much bigger than what we know. You start to understand you're connected to more than just the planet Earth. You're connected to the cosmos. It's this level and layering that gets you to this fifth dimensional existence. And like I said, 90% of the people in this group right here are already there. You guys are already operating in fifth dimensional behaviors. Yeah.
Yeah. Tune in.
Yeah. It's going to get interesting because
It
we are
is, folks.
changing.
It
And I
really
really
is.
think
It
we are
is.
the ones that are going to be the way showers because we will be the wave throwers. We will be pushing those waves with our thoughts and our intentions and the power of our hearts.
It's like David Barry said, check, check, check. Well, thank you, Miss Trina. Hold on with you. Thank you, everyone. Soul Tribe. Y'all are beautiful people. Love you. We thank you for watching us, and we'll be back here next Tuesday. And of course, we'll all be seeing each other on Sunday and then Saturday and